members of the community, students, people who work in the schools, the first thing we have to say is we have to call on the people who run the city and the Board of Education to support our community schools. Stop closing them.
That's right.
The experimentation, the merry-go-round of failed reforms that has affected the communities on the south side and the west side and all of our schools has been a failure. The people who work in these schools, who go to these schools, who live in these schools, have complained about inadequate support for more than a decade, for years and years. And yeah, instead of giving us support for the schools, instead of the resources that we need, the counselors, the teachers, the security, all the things we need, we get closings, we get actions, we get turnarounds, we get the very people who built relationships over decades being blamed for the failure. They get unemployment slips, they get fired, and communities get destabilized, and our schools are not helped, our schools are hurt. And we're here to say, we want you to save our schools, stop experimenting on them. Solidarity. Good evening, everyone. Are you fired up? Are you ready to fight? You ready to fight to save our schools? All right. Well, my name is Merrick Raspadek. I work at the Hyatt University of Chicago for 16 years, and I'm a member of the Unite Here Union Local 1. Many of the members of my union work in the school cafeteria. They work for school board. And let me tell you, we have been fighting at the Hyatt where I work for fair contract for over 2 years. A few months ago, my coworkers and I, we even walked out on a 1 week long strike to send the Hyatt a message that we deserve the same standard as the union workers across the city. The owners of the Hyatt Corporation are billionaires. Remember billionaires, the 1%? Yes. The Pritzker family here in Chicago. The Pritzker family and the corporation are still trying to force us to accept substandard contract for the workers at the Hyatt hotels. Recently, they had threatened to cut off our health insurance if we do not accept less than our brothers and sisters in other hotels in the city. We will continue our fight until we win.
Yeah.
And now, the Pritzker family in Chicago, one of the Pritzker family members in Chicago, Penny Pritzker, she is on Chicago School Board. This worries me and my coworkers because the decision the Pritzkers have made, along with the Hyatt Corporation, have been bad for my family and hundreds of other families in Chicago. I am grateful that Chicago Teachers Union had stood with us at the Hyatt, and we will stand with the public school workers to make sure that we don't allow billionaires, the 1%, to make all of the important decisions that affect our lives. Thank you.
Thank you. We are 99%. Who are we? 99%. Who are we? 99%. Who are we? 99%. That's right. 99%. 99%. Okay. We have a representative here from COCO. COCO is the Kenwood Oakwood Community Organization. They are a grassroots organization, and they are working hard to save not only the schools in Bronzeville, but they service schools all over this city. Let's give them a hand. At this time, we're going to bring to the mic Jay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Jeanette Taylor-Smith. I'm a parent leader from the Kenwood Oakland Community Organization.
All right.
Parents, teachers, students, and communities reject CPS failed reforms. We know that only 18% of the replacement schools perform well. Most of those schools are selected enrollment run by CPS. Nearly 40% of the new schools are performance level 3, CPS lowest ratings. We see through the sound bites. We've been betrayed. You betrayed our public trust. You have failed Chicago's children. We prayed on the altar of the greedy and dare call it education. We value people over profit. Every life is precious. our children are not products to be sold. But children have died, literally and spiritually, as a result of your bad policies. Mayor Rahm Emanuel, shame on you. John Clark Broussard, shame on you. 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 You both should be fired. Stanford University said you failed. The University of Chicago says you failed. The Chicago Tribune says you failed. Most importantly, the parents, the teachers, and the people in the community say you failed. The definition of insanity is to repeatedly do the same thing and expect a different results. These are our children. I'm going to say it again. These are our children. These are our children. We're going to fight the mayor. We're going to fight in courts. We're going to fight at schools. We take it to fight to our streets. We are tired of these bad reforms. Our children are not for sale. That's right. That's right. It's time for us to occupy our schools. It's time for us to take back our schools. Occupy our schools. Occupy our schools. Occupy our schools. Okay, next we have to speak a representative from Marquette. Bob Hubert from Marquette School.
Hi, we had to get Marquette in here. Marquette, we got a busload down here. Marquette, we've been fighting the good fight for a long time. The board has been on us for about 4 years now, just putting a lot of pressure on. We still raised scores last year, 5%. Yep. More than the AUSL schools can say for themselves, unnecessarily. We're here to let people know that, you know, we see what's going on. This privatization thing, it's way out of control. It's way out of control. We need Obama to get a grip on it too. I mean, Obama, we put him in office. We need him to get a grip on this and see what's happening here. Privatization, it's all about, you know, handing money off to the rich so they can kick back to the politicians. You know, we need the money in the public schools so that the politicians can't get their hands on the money, because it's public money. But once it's in private hands, they can, of course, they're going to get their kickbacks for re-election. We see what's happening. We need to stop it. We need to stop it. It's wrong. It's wrong. These public schools should be the way to go. Public schools. They're public schools. Leave them public. Go Marquette. Go Marquette.
Okay, we have children here from Marquette.
Marquette.
All right, I'm a teacher at Marquette, but we brought our children. They wanted to come. This is their future that is being sold right out from under them. These kids grew up in this neighborhood. It's not the best of neighborhoods, but it is our neighborhood. And these kids want to go to their school. They want to remember their school that their sisters, their older sisters and brothers went to and graduated from. These are our children. These are our schools. Save our schools. Don't give them away. Save our schools. Don't give them away. These children want to be in this community. They don't want to travel all the way across somewhere else. They want to be with teachers that they have known all their life. These teachers love these children, and we see them every day. They belong to us. These are our schools. Save our schools. Don't take our schools away from us. Thank you. Save our schools. 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 All right, let's hear from Marquette. representative here from Woodson School. Woodson School has been slated to be turned around. And for those of you who don't know about that process, every person at that school will be fired. Those children will lose people that they have worked with throughout the years. They will be fired. We have someone here representing Woodson School. We cannot allow the city to take this away from our children. So we have right now Mr. Brown, who will be speaking on behalf of Woodson South.
Hello. I have been a teacher at Woodson Elementary School now for 20 years. And Woodson Elementary School has always been one of the top schools in Region 13. Over the last 3 years, our school has been completely gutted of resources, and we received a new principal who basically tore the school apart. Now, the Board of Education is coming back to Woodson Elementary School saying, we need to fire all the teachers in your school. We were the #1 school in Region 13. Why do the teachers have to go? I say the Board of Education needs to go. They need to come up with a coherent strategy for raising test scores. A coherent strategy. Thousands of teachers have been fired. Test scores remain the same as they were in the year 1992. The Board of Education hasn't raised any test scores. They're playing some kind of shell game. They're moving A and B students over here and C and D students over there. It's time for the Board of Education to be held accountable. Thank you.
We have a parent at this time from Woodson. We on the road. Come on, Woodson. Let's go,
Hi, my name is Johnny Booker. I'm a parent too that attend Woodson. Instead of taking away the schools, they need to give the schools the resources that they need. They need smart boards, up-to-date computers. Help the school instead of tearing the school down, taking the teachers out. You do not need to change the teachers. You need to give them the resources that they need. They need books. They need fax machines. They need smart boards. They need everything. Don't take away our schools. Please don't take away our schools. We need schools. The teachers need their jobs. The entire staff needs. Education is more important than anything. Do not take away our schools. Do not transfer our kids to another neighborhood. They need to be right there where they are now. Keep our school open. Keep Woodson open. Please keep Woodson open. We have so much talent that goes through there. The principal have brought in so many different programs to improve the school over the last year and a half. The new principal, we have a new principal, Miss Littlejohn. They haven't even given her a chance. We haven't seen no results because they're not giving her the opportunity. How can you make a change when you don't have the resources to do it with? Please help our school. Save our school. Save our school.